Hello all. This video here is made up of various sections, and it's made up of videos and photographs and voiceovers of subjects that I find to be quite strange, and I'm just wanting to get answers for any explanations or whatnot. It just seems rather, some of the stuff is really peculiar, and I thought I would just share this out on my video called Quest. Now I'm going to possibly make a few of these, so it'll be made up of different sections. It'll be like one part, and then there'll be a wee bit intermittent, and then there'll be another part, etc, etc. And I will just go through all the different photos and videos and stuff that I point out that I find to be quite odd. So it's just like, you know, you could have your own decision and make your own mind up on it. I mean, I just personally find it something that I haven't come across before. Everybody's got their own point of view on it. You know, some don't. A lot of people may not see it the way I do. I mean, I'm pushing 46, 45 and a half, and I won't be long before I'm turning 46. So I've been around for a wee while. And these things that I've pointed out in this video, I can't believe, and I don't really think, I can't understand how anybody could think that I've missed this before. When I talk about recent times, I mean like times where, this is like 2021, so I mean going back to 2016 was probably the time where I noticed a great intensity of this sort of oddness. I've always been a believer in, well, supernatural stuff because I've personally experienced it. So, but without going into too much of that, as I say, this is just stuff that I've decided to put up on my video and just share it with you to see what you just to see what you think of it, basically. That's all. As I say, everybody's got their own way of looking at things, and you know, they may not believe, they might just think it's normal. A lot of people do that I've talked about these things. They just think that I've missed them, or it's normal, but it's just something I'm going to share with you. So enjoy watching. It's really all it's about. Just see what you think. Okay, thanks for selecting it.
No.
Hello. I don't know if you've noticed, you probably will, but the pavement along the high street, along the side of Primark here in Dundee High Street, it's very sticky, very sticky. Now it could be tree residue, but the thing is, there's not really an awful lot of trees there, and there's areas of the pavement where there aren't any trees, but it's still very sticky. Now yesterday it wasn't anything like that, but some days it can be very sticky, other days it can't. So it's pretty bizarre that. I'll just log that in anyway. Okay, we might start the shift. Catch you later. Something quite strange here. It's like a substance on the windscreen on windows now. It's like it's raining. You get these little dots. It's maybe not very clear on here, but they're very faint. I've noticed this before. It's like it's spittering in the rain, but it's not. It's maybe like residue or something. But I've sort of like it's a clear sky, there's no any rain or nothing, but it's like these very fine, very spittles like, but they're sticky and it's on the outside obviously. I've noticed this before. sticky. Although it is in the water. I'm not sure what it is. I've seen it before over the last few months. Also today, it's the 10th of, I think it's a Thursday anyway, 10th of June I think it is, 2021. There was a passenger on the 22 service. Now I hadn't seen this passenger for a long time. I remember her from the swimming as well, way back in the 80s. Sort of Chinese woman, big kind of Chinese woman. She was younger then in the late 80s, and she used to get the 22s a lot through the 80s and 90s, early 2000s. And I was thinking of her earlier today, and of course, you guessed it. Guess what happened? She got in the bus. So that's a massive coincidence. Anyway, pretty sure it's the 10th of June. I'll just I'll confirm that date for when I log this in. Yeah, 10th of June 2021. Just another log. There's some more of that substance stuff that I noted down earlier on the Enviro. But there's some sort of chemical, might be related to that sticky stuff that's on the ground. 10th of June 2021. Possible Mandela effect. This is at the lay-by just before you get to Tayport. We just had our tea. Now, I remember using this telescope before, but what I don't remember is seeing this fence. I would have clocked this. We were just going for a wee walk around here, and I spotted it right away. It just caught me. I said, "This is really unusual." I don't remember, and what makes it more authentic is that my mate remembers that being there, and also that tree that's on its side. My mate remembers that as well. He remembers that from, well, many years ago. But yet, for me, I would have definitely clocked it. So that's another possible Mandela effect. And not only that, it's strange in its own right because it's in a horizontal position and it's still alive. But really odd is that fence. I do not remember that ever being there before till now. So thought I'd log that in. It's 19th of August 2021. It's just at the lay-by before Tayport. And that's looking over towards Dundee. That's the River Tay. This is at Newport, Tayport side. Okay. My mate came up with an interesting suggestion, and it just never occurred to me. But what's the actual purpose of that fence anyway? There isn't really any purpose for it. It doesn't serve any purpose really. It doesn't really serve much purpose, but I don't remember it ever being there before. It's, as far as I can tell, it's a Mandela effect. And it's like that tree as well, this tree coming up to... My mate minds this many years ago, way back in the 80s. I only just noticed this a couple of years ago, a few years back, 2-3 years ago. It's very odd in its own right, because it's horizontal and it was still alive. Although it's got worse now for some reason, because it wasn't like that last time I recorded it. But it was still alive and it was at a very unusual angle. I've saw lots of very unusual trees. But my mate mine's just going back many years, and hardly it's been there all the time. It reinforces the Mandela effect theory. Well, the Mandela effect phenomenon, which is referred to online as the Mandela effect. But I certainly don't remember these railings being there before. So I thought I'd log that in anyway. So it's still the 19th of August 2021. Yeah, so going back to this tree here. It's baffling me, it's baffling us actually, as to how it's got bad all of a sudden. Because it stood at an angle, certainly for the 3 years that I know about it. My mate remembers it even further back, from back in the 80s. But when I logged it in, it's on a video anyway, I made a note of it before. It wasn't damaged like this, it's just suddenly accelerated. It's got worse and it's now decided to cup over all of a sudden. I've come across strange stuff like this before, the Whitfield trees. Oh, there's many of them. Just unexplicitly falling over. So, anyway, still the same lay-by, 19th of August 2021. And investigating this tree here, I took this video of this tree back last year, 2020, around about summer, and it looks like, even on the video, that it's gone down further, and it's also moved over. It's like it's turned more this direction. The roots seem to be damaged more for some reason, but that tree is solid. And nobody could move that in a hurry. But pushing it down, that is anchored in solid. So how it's got that way is beyond me. But it even shows on my video that the tree is pretty, considerably low. But it wasn't that low before. My mate noticed it, I noticed it. I checked on my video and it even looks lower on my video. And that's really bizarre, that. Really bizarre. Because, it wasn't quite as low as that. It was at an angle. Further out, it was more that direction and a bit further up. Not quite so low down. But now it's just practically fallen over. But it's still alive. Yeah, it shows that on the video. And these roots look like it's been uprooted. But what would cause it anyway? Because that tree is solid. So I thought I'd log this in as well. It's just another bizarre phenomenon here. As well as the railings that I don't remember at the telescope. That weren't there as far as I can see. Don't really serve any purpose anyway. But this tree definitely looks as though it's moved. So, yeah, so just as I say, the video is altered also. Possible Mandela effect style. I don't know what's happening there, but it's pretty odd because it wasn't. There's no actually really any reason for it to be this low. It's solid, and when I first came across it about was it last year actually? It was last year, 2020. It wasn't quite 3 years ago. It was 2020. That's when I logged it in, and it wasn't as bad as that. My mate noticed it just there. It was a lot further down. I've looked at it and I said, yeah, it's definitely going down further. And I looked back at my video and it's gone down further on my video as well. So, say it's further over to this direction instead of being more this way, and it was up more vertical. Very unusual. So it's still the same day, 19th of August 2021 at the Tayport, just towards Tayport. This is the lay-by, just the Fife end, it's the River Tay. And this black thing, the River Tay, is still there, by the way. Still don't know what that is. And that's Dundee in the background. Yeah. So that's just logging that in.
You've seen her on Sunday anyway, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Another thing that I just happened to come across here is I was checking when I actually put that video up on YouTube about this. It's called The Leaning Tree Over the Tay, something like that, the video, YouTube channel. And it was pretty much exactly a year to the day, just by sheer chance, because it's the 20th of August 2020 I put the video up, so when I discovered this. And today is the 19th of August 2021. So, it was only a year ago. It's a massive, mega coincidence as well. Yeah, a good, interesting point was brought up there. Looking back on the other video, this branch here was up when I took that picture, took the video last year. But the strange thing is that tree still looks too much at an angle, even on my video. And it still doesn't really explain what caused it to get into that state. Just like the original reason that I filmed it in the first place. So I'm going to get myself up there. Yeah, because I'm trying to get it to exactly where I took the picture. Now that branch there was up. But it still looks too low, and it still looks as though it's over that way instead of being that way. Because it was more that way. So it's like this whole thing's twisted. So I don't really get that. Now I took a picture from across the road. So I'll go over and picture it, video from where I took it roughly last year. Because I would have used a backdrop with the horizon as a backdrop, and that branch was up, but it still looks too low anyway on my video, and it looks ridiculously low now. So I looked on the video and it looks ridiculously low. I'll take a still picture as well from it, pretty much exactly from where I was standing if I could, and compare the two later. and on the grounds of the House of Dun. And I'm looking at these strange trees here. I took a picture of one earlier, but these ones, the bark is very, very spongy, and unusually the branches are extremely pointing downwards big time, and unusually this is burn marks. Now, there wouldn't be lighting fires here on the grounds like this would be heavily secured. So there's burn marks on this tree, and there's burn marks on the other. It's a very, very spongy bark. There was a bit of information about it as well, but it's got these, I don't know whether they could get burn marks in a place like this, because you wouldn't get anybody lighting fires on the grounds of this. Like, this is the House of Dun grounds, so there's no way it'd be kids lighting fires or anything. I'll go and get the other, go down to the other trees just down a wee bit. See, there's some more burn marks, and I mean, I'm not going to be lighting fires here on the grounds. Why would the burn marks be here? Where would that happen? How would that happen? And it's just right across from there, and this is like, it's a visitor attraction. It's on the grounds of a big house manor estate. So, see, more burn marks. These trees are massive. It's that type of tree. There was a different type of tree that was very strange looking that I took a picture of, but there's a plaque just along here a wee bit. Telling us a wee bit about it, and there's burn marks on this as well. Yeah, burn marks, and that's an unusual branch. I mean, it's just grown down at a crazy angle, like. Point it out to you. It's grown right down into the ground, nearly. It's just nuts. I mean, but these burn marks, I mean, how would they get to that? How would you say kids wouldn't light fires on grounds like this? So, it was not long ago. When was it? It was on the banks of Loch Lomond, a country park, the castle. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But there's a tree as well. There are burn marks on it. Very unusual looking tree. I've got it logged anyway. So I thought I'd log that in. 20th of August 2021 at the House of Dun grounds. Just a stone throw away from Montrose, not far from the Caledonian Railway. The House of Dun. Okay, I've logged that in. Right, so I've actually asked some of the staff about the burn marks on the trees, and they're bewildered by it as well. There isn't really any ground staff here because it's a bit late in the day, but they were quite surprised. I showed them the pictures I'd taken on my phone, but as you can tell, it's in a very secure area. It's a private ground. It's a House of Dun, so it's no kids. It's lighting fires or anything like that. So I'm just baffled as to what it is. So I got asked anyway, so I'll research into it at some point. The guy said he's inspired, but now he's going to Google it up. So curious to know what it is. Okay, I thought I'd log that in. 20th of August 2021 at the House of Dun, just outside Montrose. Okay. So it's stretched for quite. I'm just having another look at these trees again. Yeah, it's stretched on all the trees up there. Several of them, just about all the trees have got marks on them at some point. So a good few of them, and it's burn marks because the information sign has got charring on it as well, which I'm just going to log in here. And the burn marks are quite high on some of them, so I'm just going to the sign just to show that the sign's actually been affected as well. Close up to the branches.
So yeah, like I was saying, the sign looks though it's got scarring or charring on it as well. So I don't know what it is. It certainly appears to be burn marks anyway, and it's on the different sides of the trees as well. Different. Oh, it's on the back of this one also. It's like really dark. It looks like burn marks to me. Like it looks like burn marks to me. So it's a very, very soft bark. So demonstrate that again for you. Very, very spongy. Very spongy. But there's information about that on that information board. I know that joined up on all the tree species, but it's certainly I've never seen trees with, well, not until recently obviously. It's bizarre to me that these branches that are all coming down at the angles, pointing intentionally down, and these burn marks are certainly baffling me. Now lightning, well, I just don't really see it could be lightning, because every one of the trees, you know, there's several of them, and it's well, I'm sceptical about it being lightning. I think it'd be, because it's like burn marks here, a wee bit there, a wee bit in there. I mean, if it was lightning, it'd be one great big mess, you know, scar. Because I saw there's a tree I went to landmark in the village of Carbridge up north of Aviemore in Scotland, and there was a tree that was documented and signposted or plaqued that had been hit by lightning and had a big scar down it. But these burn marks are just there, here, there, and everywhere, and they're not significant at certain areas. The other ones are a bit more significant than others. It's not a constant. It's not one big scar. It's like there's a bit there, there's a bit there. So, and it's like that on all the trees. So I kind of see it being lightning, because it would be one big scar on one tree. I mean, what's the chances of all the trees having these marks on them, all around them, at different areas, different various sizes, different depths, and even the sign has got it as well. Anyway, just a continuation of logging that in. Still the 20th of August 2021 at the House of Dunn. You see the House of Dunn there. Okay, that's it logged in. Okay, so that's the end of this video. I might make more of these, and it'll just be the same sort of format. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you feel like you've got any explanations for some of the anomalies that I find to be quite unusual, then me and anybody else that may be interested, that see it the same as I do, that it's quite odd, would like to hear it. Yeah,
It's really odd, but there you go. Just thought I would share it with you. Thanks for watching. Okay, cheers, bye.